Hey, this is 3 tips for selling your product to new markets. I'm Alex Berman from InspireBeats, Chief Marketing Sumo over here. $20 million in leads generated, $2 million in B2B sales, and a digital nomad. So I recently tested selling InspireBeats lead gen to a couple different industries: film, manufacturing, commercial real estate, M&A. Here's some of the logos that I closed recently. All of these are B2B, but they all have different components. For instance, factories and logistics use a lot of outdated technology and don't understand acronyms like SaaS or MVP. If you're in any of those industries and you don't understand those, you can reaffirm by leaving a comment. Real estate agents use brokers to sell products, or they buy into lead pools for cheap leads. So M&A firms typically pay full-time analysts 100K plus to find companies worth buying. So those are some examples of how other companies generate leads in completely different industries. So each one of those required a different pitch and 5 to 10 calls with different people before I knew enough about them to sell lead generation to them. So when you're doing this, when you're trying to get your current product into a new market, you're going to look like an idiot a lot, right? When you're testing these new channels, you're going to get a lot of strange questions, and you're going to, they call it having egg on your face. I don't know what that means, but you're going to have egg on your face a lot. But opening up new channels can exponentially grow your business, right? If you can take the same product you're selling now and take it to a completely different industry and start selling it there, that's doubling the size of your business right there. So the more tests you do like this, the better. And the quicker you can grow your company. So let's get into it. 3 tips for selling your product to new markets. First tip, don't lie. So customers can see through white lies. For instance, if I cold pitched a real estate agent and said our specialty was real estate, they would tell it wasn't true and response rate would be nothing. I used to try this a lot back in the past. Like if I wanted to test a new market, I'd say, hey, I'm from InspireBeats. We do lead generation for real estate. We're the best at real estate lead generation. And then I would go into the pitch. Don't do that if you're testing new markets. It doesn't work. Response rates are way lower than if you use what I'm about to show you. So if you say you're just testing the market, you can get away with a lot of ignorance on the calls, right? If you say you're just testing the real estate market and then they say something about having these brokers or this lead generation farm or them spending 30 cents a lead on something. So basically, if they hit you with a curveball, you can basically plead ignorance because you're testing a new market. So here's a good way to phrase a test in your emails. Here's one I was using when I was pitching leads to recruiters. Basically, you say you're recently moving into the blank space and having success. So I'm head of growth for InspireBeats. We do fully managed lead generation. The first part of this sentence, I am establishing ourselves as a real business that's done real work, then recently moving into the blank space and having success. So, we're testing the market, basically, is what you're showing them here. So speaking of ignorance, the second thing is you're going to want to customize your pitch per industry. So you want to think about what the target's problems might be and put yourself in their shoes. So you can have a generic pitch for your company, but frame the value for each industry specifically. For instance, here's the pitch I was using when selling to the film industry. It was, love the mission of companies. I see you guys are dominating the film industry as it continues to change. Great concept. So that customized first line. But then if you notice, recently moving into the film industry, I've got that line here. We can find highly targeted contacts, contact info for upcoming indie filmmakers or big-name tentpole filmmakers. Got that in there. We also do outreach, custom emails to pitch them on your company and either book a call direct or have them sign up on the site. If we target filmmakers that have large audiences already and get them on board, should make for a great source of new users, right? Getting their interest right away by offering a new idea and a way that they could use lead generation in a way that they probably haven't thought of before. So customize your pitches like that. Here's another example for real estate agents. I called out, these will be higher quality meetings than anything you're getting from pay-per-click. Because I learned that real estate agents use a lot of Google AdWords for lead generation. And sometimes the leads are very low quality, or they're time wasters, or they're just expensive. So these will be higher quality meetings than anything you're getting from PPC. Calling that out, knowing their pain point and hitting it in the email got a much higher response. So take 30 minutes, Google around on forums for these new markets, or take a few minutes and just try to think about if you were in, ship sales, or if you were in commercial real estate or factory manager, how you would experience the problem that your business solves, and then take a guess, just take a stab at how your current offering would fulfill that need or solve that pain point. So even after doing all that work, you're going to want to ask them to buy on calls and expect a lot of pushback. So businesses are all about making money by delivering value to clients, right? That's the baseline what a business is. So that's why we're not just testing email replies, we're actually testing sales too. And the easiest way to test whether someone's going to buy your product is to ask them to sign up immediately or ask them to buy the product. So even if you feel like you botched the call, like me on every real estate call in the beginning, when I didn't actually know how they generated leads, I still asked for the sale. For mergers and acquisitions, it took 3 calls before we had the first buyer, but I asked each one to buy, even though I had to dig really deep to learn all about the analysts and learn about exactly how the market works. Eventually, one did buy. So asking customers to buy now gives real feedback. So go out there and test some new markets. And if you need help, InspireBeats actually does this as a service, sending out emails, testing new markets, and booking appointments if you wanted to try that. To recap, we've got 3 tips for selling your products to new markets. 1, don't lie. 2, customize the pitch per industry. And 3, ask them to buy on calls and expect to fail a bunch of times. So any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly or go over to inspirebeats.com if you need leads or sales support. You can also ask them questions. There's a nice contact form on the site. And I hope you have a great day.